she stayed on track when it come to them grades. Everybody wanted to say how beautiful she was on the outside, but she was a beautiful person in the inside. So this father right here will mostly, on her about her, morals, respect, manners, setting goals in her life, just making sure that she don't look down on nobody, you know, because a blink of an eye, you can be in that position the same like that person that you're looking down on. So always, respect your elders. Um, if you can help anybody in a kind of way to help them, But going through high school, junior high, I had obstacles to deal with her because y'all didn't believe me. Now she got off track a lot, but um, yeah, that's just part of life, But still, at the same time, as that father that made sure that you want an education, you want your daughter to be something, but be successful in her own way, and to make sure that you put those qualities in her that she can go out here and do for her own. You're gonna have some ups and downs. That's what I tell her. But still, at the same time, you learn from your mistakes and you move on and you move on and you put yourself around people, positive people who going places. You know, I always tell her, if you the smartest one out of 6 of y'all, 7 of y'all, then that's where you need to come. You need to start evaluating everybody that's in your circle because you shouldn't be the smartest one out of that group around you or your group of friends. Not at all. If it is, you got a problem. You got a problem. I wasn't perfect at all, at a younger age, but as I grew, you know, I learned from the mistakes that I made in life. And, and I told myself I bring a daughter in this world, or a son in this world, that I definitely gonna be in their life, from day one. Make sure they had what they had, they weren't gonna go without, you know. I tell every young man when you bring a child in this world, at some point in time, your life don't completely come to a stop. But now that child didn't ask to come here. So by that child didn't ask to come here, or if it did, y'all agree to bring that child in this world, and now it's your responsibility to make sure that child get taken care of, regardless of what the situation is. You get up and go to work for that child. Make sure your son or your daughter have what they're supposed to have in life, so they can, you know, um, take those tools and be a good citizen or make it in life. You know, um, so all that's gone. I mean, God blessed me with her for 25 years. That's His child. You know, I can't question Him. Only thing I can do, ma'am, is just stand and be her voice and just make sure she don't die in vain, man. That's it. Definitely to the utmost, man. Um, like the GoFundMe page, day one, um, I told Tamika, man, I ain't want no part of that GoFundMe page. I just want just, yeah, I just want justice for my daughter, man. God, gon- God gonna fight my battles for me. He been doing it ever since. I always put my cares in His hands, you know. So he been moving ever since day one, man. Since he came home to the United, put that plane hits the ground, man, on that United States soil. And when I saw her, I cried like a baby. But and I saw what happened, and I had to find him, man. Like I'm sitting here at this table right now, but I was at my mom's house. First phone number I dialed over there, the morgue or the funeral home, a Mexican lady, Miss Elizabeth. She couldn't be no more than about 28, maybe 31. You know, she never knew me. I never knew her. I never saw her or nothing, man. But she said, Miss Robinson, I got your son, your daughter. And she said, I'm gonna stick with you today. Want to make sure your daughter get back to you. She kept her word. And I know it wasn't but God doing. You know, I didn't know how much it was, man, to bring her back over here. I didn't have a clue. But I know I'm that father that worked so hard that I always put back for a rainy day. So, and I'm that father that always pay my tithes when I go to church. So, I look at it, God was, setting me up for this, which I didn't see it coming. Which I always tell her, I always put back for a rainy day because you never know when that day gonna come. But you don't want to ask nobody for nothing. Cause sometimes people funny about loaning your money. So, so I made sure I had it when the price was put out there, man. I was able to bring her home, man. Bring her home and always, do her funeral. Sit there and I just thought she'll be burying me, not me burying her. You know. And that lady, Miss Elizabeth, I just got to give my heart, my grateful gratitude to her because I would have been a wreck, man, if I couldn't find her, knowing that she was in another country and I couldn't even find her. And then, when the video came out. I was at the graveyard. The video came out, NCVB sent me the video. I saw the video and she was there naked, man. They hitting on her. And I just started crying out there at the funeral home because I was finding a place where I was going to bury her at so I can close the grave. And I told them, man, just send it. Send it viral, man, because people need to see this. They said it was alcohol poisoning, which I knew it wasn't no alcohol poisoning, man. And then when I got the autopsy, the lady, Miss Elizabeth, told me what the autopsy was before she even got back here, man. And I told her mom, I told her mom and her sister what happened. The video came from NCBB, North Carolina Beach, whatever that platform he got, Jura or something. Right, I guess he sent it to me, so I don't know if it's already on the internet or not. Cause like I say, I don't be on stuff like that. I just know I was at the grave site where I was going, to open close her grave, and went on ahead and paid the money to close her grave, ma'am. And he sent me the video. When I saw it, I told him go ahead and send the video viral. I said send it viral, man, because the whole nation, the whole world need to see that it was not no alcohol poison from what they said, and which deep down in my heart I knew it was, from the get go. So I told him go ahead and send it, even though she was there naked. They were hitting on her, you know, couldn't be there to, to do nothing. And I know they took over there, man. It wasn't nothing but premeditated, envious and jealous of her. You know, they don't know. They didn't change my whole life. They didn't change my whole life, man, to the core. You know, but God, my vengeance. God fight my vengeance for me, man. So, they back over here walking around. Didn't even call, give me an ace of Mr. Robinson. We sorry. The parents ain't even try to track me down. They ain't say, Mr. Robinson, we sorry about your daughter. they still got their daughters and sons. They out here walking around doing video, but that's okay, man. It's all good. But this whole world, this whole nation, God grace and how strong my faith is. Everybody gonna get justice. The clock is ticking. I'm a very patient man, very patient. My faith is in God very strong, but I'm just waiting on Him. Just waiting on Him. Like I told you, every day is a struggle. I cry every day, not knowing that I can't hear a voice. You know, only thing I can look at videos, pictures. Uh, it just hurt. And she would have been turning 20. She would have been turning 26 next month. Yeah, January the 9th. She would have been turning 26. Man.
Thank you so much for taking the time with us. I know you've been through so much, and I can't. My condolences to you. I'm praying for you and your family, and we want to tell the story. We're doing this because we want to tell our story. We want to help you get justice. So, just thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate all the prayers around this nation, around this world, because that's how I'm standing in my faith with God. That's how I'm standing. His strength and y'all prayers, your loving and y'all caring this, and want justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Well,
that's how I'm standing.
Well, let's talk about Shanquella. The world knows her. We all know her because of that video. It was circulating. It was awful to watch. But we know there's more to her than that awful moment. Who is she to you?
Shanquella Bernardo Robinson. That was my only child, my only daughter that God blessed me with. God gave me that seed. He blessed me with her to come in this world. As a father, to come in this world, and I was there at the hospital, even though she was a girl, trying to figure out where I can put my middle name, where I can put my name on it at. So that's how the middle name came up with Bernardo, since my name is Bernard. So that I said, well, then, okay. I turned a couple of those letters around and put Bernardo. And that's how
that's your baby. You had to.
To the utmost. Very hardworking man. I'm old school. I don't be on social media like Twitter, Facebook, none of that. I'm just the type of person, I get up, thank the Lord for my health and my strength. And I go on and do an honest day, work, living, making sure she had what she had, being a very good provider for her, and the leader of the household. That's all. Make sure her foundation in church at a younger age got Christian in the church. Reading scripture, doing, Easter plays, Christmas plays. Got baptized.
So she had strong faith like you. She had strong faith like you.
Oh yeah, to the utmost. She wasn't. We wouldn't. I'm not perfect, and she wasn't perfect. We weren't born with no silver spoon in our mouth. I come from a father and a mother that was in the household. We had structure, we had discipline, we had chores. We just couldn't do what we want to do and just come in the house anytime we want to come in at the age when we got to 16, 15 or 16, like some of these teenagers doing now. They come in the house when they want to. Nah, my mom and dad didn't play that,
And you raised Shanquella with that structure too.
You couldn't get in. You're not getting in. You're not coming to their door at 12, 11 o'clock, knocking on the door, talking about let you in. No, you're going to stay wherever you at.
Yes, I know that kind of household well.
Taking her to nursery, picking her up from nursery, taking her to elementary school, dropping her off, picking her up, going to eat lunch with her, bringing all the kids in her classroom cupcakes and ice cream, her smart, her intelligence, making sure that she read 30 minutes a day. You know, like I say, I'm not bragging on my daughter, but as a father, that's how I was raised. So I put them same qualities as a parent raising that child up right, giving her that foundation, that knowledge, you know, that baton of knowing that she can be somebody, but be somebody in her own way, be successful in her own way, being on the A and B honor roll, you know, uh, putting in Chi America at a young age, you know, paying for these things, you know, teaching her the value of a dollar, you know, not to look down on nobody, you know, loving and caring. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Respect your elders. You know, you can help anybody kind of way you help them. You don't look down on nobody. Don't be a materialistic person. You know, she had what she had, but at the same time, you better have them grades behind for you to have these things. You can't make these grades and keep these grades up, you're not gonna get these things. And then I always tell her, you go to school. The school is just like a job. You go to school to make good grades, because one day you ain't gonna be going to school no more. So sooner or later, when you get out, you'll be able to, do what you need to do to get a good, decent job where you can, provide on your own. You don't need a man to provide on, take care of you, because as long as your dad is living, your dad gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right there for you. I'm gonna
And
tell you when you're
that's a
wrong.
beautiful
You know,
that's a
right.
that's a beautiful thing, sir. I mean, you must have been so proud of her.
Yeah, I was very proud of her, sir. Like I say, I went through some obstacle course, making sure she stayed on track, going to the teacher conference and, making sure she got her projects in, making sure she got her homework in when they weren't turned in, when they weren't turned in when they supposed to be turned in. Now, we're not doing this right here. You go to school to learn. You don't go to school to be fashion and all that. It's good and nice that you dress in this kind of way, but still at the same time, you're going to have action behind your words. My philosophy, I always say what you mean and mean what you say. You know, I'm
Wow.
just, I'm just real. I'm a people person, making sure John C. Smith, I just drove, like I was telling the other lady, I drove for John C. Smith part time, making sure, drove for the cheerleader, transporting the teams around, you know, and I drove for Miss Peggy Lyles. She was the cheerleader coach. And I treat all her girls like they were mine. I made sure the mother and their mothers and fathers know they can sleep good at night while their daughter is up on that campus and we traveling, going back and forth, that their daughter's going to be safe, coming back and forth from, playing different
Yeah,
teams,
yeah.
And Shanquella used to come up to the school and all the cheerleaders, different classes, would take her to their dorms and say, Dad, one day I want to go to college. I said, you will? I said, Dad, got you. You going to be going? I said, you just keep the grades up. And she kept them up. She got into Winston-Salem, did her thing, got a decent job, good job, at an airline, and she started doing hair. And she got good at it. And I told her, I said, well, Dad, I can't do both. I said, well, you make a good self a living or doing hair. I said, go for it. But I said, you be successful in your own way. You be a leader. I always taught her to be a leader, not a follower, you know. You
Sounds like you
know.
raised her so well, and I can hear the pain in your voice from everything
So
you've
it's a
been
lot.
going through. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
unimaginable. Where were you when you first heard the tragic news that she had died?
right here at home. Right here, I was sitting in the living room looking at TV. I just came off the road. I'm a local truck driver, I drive at night. And she always would call and say, Dad, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. And, it was on a Wednesday. She said, Dad, you sleep. She came in the house to get something because, she got her own apartment, doing her own thing. She said, Dad, you sleep? I said, yeah, because I got to go down the road in a little bit. She said, call me. And I called her, and she didn't answer. So I said, okay, then. She must be busy doing her braid hair or something. So I guess I'll talk to her later on. And then when that Saturday came, that's when I got the phone call. saying she had passed away down in Mexico, Cabo. So I broke
And at
down,
the
started crying. Mom told me, it was alcohol poisoning. I said, nah, I'm not going for that. I ain't going for the alcohol poisoning. I said, God.
you didn't believe it. Why when they said alcohol poisoning, why did you not believe it?
That's not her. That's not her. That's not her, sir. I mean, that's not her. She might drink a little bit or whatever, how kids do, still trying to feeling their way because they're young, She might drink a little bit, but alcohol poisoning, sir, nah, that wasn't her. Nah, I just know that, nah, that ain't her style.
Wow.
She ain't gonna just sit around and just drink herself like that, sir. No.
So, but you were told that by the people she was on the trip with, right?
Right, which I don't even know them. Never
I was
met
going
her.
to ask you.
Never met her.
You didn't know.
Nah.
Did she talk about them? And did you have any connection to any of these people that she was on the
Nah,
trip with?
no connection whatsoever. I don't think I knew that she went to college with them. She went to college with them. They ain't never met them at all. All this was new to me. The names stopped popping up. Who was this and that. I ain't know none of them.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I knew, she passed, and that following Monday, sitting over at my mom's house like I'm sitting right down at the table.
Wow.
Dialing phone numbers over to the embassy suite, trying to get through, seeing where she was over there,
Yeah.
Sitting over there trying to find her where she was. Like I told you, co-worker,
And
That's
after you got
God.
that,
That's God. Show me where my daughter at. Show me where my daughter. I dialed the phone number over there, Googled it, dialed the phone number, and she was over at Riviera. It was a Riviera funeral home over there, and they had her body. A young lady picked the phone up, named Miss Elizabeth, Mexican lady, little young girl. She said, Mr. Robinson, I got your daughter. She said, I'm sorry for her loss. Sorry for your loss. She said, Mr. Robinson, I have a father, and you sound like you, my daddy, sound just like my daddy, caring and loving. She said, I'm going to stick with you until your daughter get back to you to the United States soil. And she said, this is what I want you to do. I need you to fill out the paperwork. And once you fill out the paperwork, we can get all this done. And I'll tell you how much money you need to wire over here to the funeral home to bring her back here. And that's what I did, sir.
when they gave you the next bit of information, when you saw the report that said that it wasn't alcohol poisoning, but that there was actual trauma and that there was actual an actual explanation that seemed to be from some kind of blow, how did you make sense of that?
The funeral home, Brianna at Rosedale Funeral Home, and me and Miss Elizabeth, all three of us worked together. She talking to Brianna at the funeral home, and Brianna talking to me, relating back to me, and us three, getting everything together, the paperwork, because they had to transfer that Spanish over to English. And before she even got back here, I got on the phone. She called me. Elizabeth did, and I asked her, I said, Miss Elizabeth, what happened? I said, she got alcohol poisoning in her system. She said, no, Mr. Robinson. She said, they broke her neck and her spinal cord. And I told her mom that. And I just started crying, I said, really? You got to be joking. She said, no, Mr. Robinson, there wasn't no alcohol in her system. Your daughter died of a broken neck and her spinal cord.
My God, what did you do then? Did you call the investigators? Did you reach out to the police? What did you do when you got that information that it was a neck and spinal cord injury and not alcohol?
No, they gave me the number. They gave me the number down there to Hagar Araris, the investigator. And he said, Mr. Robinson, what you telling me, their story is not adding up. But he said, for you to get it going, Mr. Robinson, you got to start on the United States side. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Now, are the investigators still talking to you, or are they giving you updates? Like, where are we now?
I'm gonna leave that part alone. I ain't not even gonna go into that.
Okay. Well, can you? And I don't want you to go into the details if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason. But can you at least let us know? Are you in conversation with the people that you want to be in conversation with? Are you getting answers from people?
I ain't gonna even go into that. I'm just gonna let them do what they gotta do.
Okay. Are you happy with what they're doing?
I'm just like I said, I'm gonna leave exactly what they gotta do. My faith is in
Okay.
God. My faith is in God, man. That
Okay.
was my faith at from day one. I said, God, show
Okay.
me what happened. And he started pulling layers, pulling layers, pulling layers, man. He started pulling layers. Y'all got the story. Everybody got the story, saw the story. And and then y'all saw how they did Shaquilla. And y'all saw that it was wrong.
Yeah.
And God put that feeling in y'all knowing that it was wrong. And that's why everybody around this world today want justice. That's why everybody praying. Don't even know me. I don't even know them, man. And I appreciate y'all prayers. Y'all
Yes,
carrying
sir.
this and y'all love, for this father right here, because I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. I'm hurt to the core. For them to do this right here,
I,
she had
I,
so
I,
much
I
going for herself. Her life had just started beginning. So proud of her. And they just took this from me. Took this from me.
my
Took
God.
this. Then it got back here, man, and just doing walking around. It just mind boggling, man. Like I say, it's a whole lot of questions ain't being answered, but God gonna bring it all out.
Yeah. Yeah.
God gonna my patience and my faith with Him, sir, gonna bring it all out. You know, she gone. Only thing I can do is fight for her and stand for her like y'all doing right along with me. Um, it's hard, man. It's hard.
I'm, s- I understand,
It's
sir.
hard.
I'm watching you fight. I'm watching you go through these interviews. I'm watching you pray. I'm watching you, do the work on the ground. I see you doing everything that you can to get justice for your daughter, and I'm in awe, sir. I'm so honored to be talking to you about this, and that you spent some time here with us. Um, Before you go, uh, one of the things you've said before is that you thought Shanquella was set up. What did you mean by that?
Envious and jealous of her. I mean, her business, doing hair. I mean, how people like her, man. She was a people person. They knew her dad here in Charlotte. People who always used to tell her, no matter where you go, they know you. They can just look at you, and once you say you're a Robinson, they're gonna say your dad
Mm,
named Bernard, ain't it? They're gonna say, yeah, oh, you got a good dad. I don't try to bother. I don't bother nobody, man. I treat people like they want to be
mm,
treated. This dad go and feed the homeless, man.
mm,
She go to the shelter when she was little with me, man. A lot of the men used to get together, fix hot dogs and stuff, man. Go out here and feed the homeless. She used to be with me. So I always used to let her know. A blink of an eye, you can be in the same situation they in, but I always never look down on nobody. You know,
that's right. Oof.
Christmas
I know
coming
you
up.
want answers, and I know.
Christmas coming up, man. Her birthday coming up, man. She was gonna be 26, January the 9th. 26. Won't be able to see that, you know.
Yeah.
Can't get no more than phone calls while I'm going down the road. Dad, you okay? You know, it's hard. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard. I'm just being
I
real.
know.
I'm
No,
just
I
being real.
appreciate
This
your
part right
honesty. I
here is hurt
appreciate your honesty.
to the
I mean,
core.
yeah, and I understand, sir. And I keep thinking about, and I'm a father. I think about what if something like that would happen to one of my daughters, like how I would feel. And I don't know if anything would make me feel better, but I would at least want some answers. Are there any answers that you want that you haven't gotten? For example, I know you ordered a private autopsy, your family did. Have you gotten any answers from that yet?
God gonna give me the answers. It's just me being patient and keeping my faith in His hands and keep praying. And y'all prayers, keep praying around this world, around this nation. We're gonna get all these answers that
Yes, sir.
everybody's just asking. We're gonna get all
Yes,
the
sir. We're gonna
going
get
forward
justice too.
to the
We're gonna get
utmost.
justice for you too. So, what would justice look like to you at the end of the day? If you could, what do you want the outcome to be? What would justice look like?
Whatever justice God got for him, because He fight my vengeance for me. That's gonna be the
Mm.
justice. That's gonna be the
And
justice. Just going forward, the fathers and the mothers who got kids, even though they 25, 27, whatever. It's not about you being in their business. It's about making sure you check who their friends are going forward.
mm.
Because this father
Speaking of
right here
friends,
didn't get opportunity. This father didn't get opportunity to check who her friends were because she knew me. She knew what type of dad I was. That's why she probably didn't even bring them around me or let me know who they were. Because
yeah,
I would probably go check them. Who your mom, who your dad is. What your attention is with my daughter. I asked those questions. I asked a lot of questions. I used to tell her, even in school, something you don't know in the classroom, ask. Don't sit there and not know what's going on and you're not familiar with this
mm-hmm,
question or this problem. Ask. I'd rather for you to ask not to ask. You know,
yeah,
that's just part of
yeah.
life. You know,
That's right, sir. I'm gonna give you the last word here. What's your message for those people she went on a trip with? What do you have to say to them as we continue this fight for justice?
I don't think I want to say to them that y'all done put a big hole, empty space in my heart. Going forward, or however long God got me to live on this earth. I struggle every day. I'm standing on everybody's strength around this world, this nation, and my faith with the Lord. But going forward, this Father right here, I'm not perfect, but I serve a God and I pray. And He gonna fight my vengeance for me. And whatever He laid all out, the consequences is yours. Because
Mm.
God didn't give y'all the right to take a life. Not at all. And think that this father right here was gonna lay down and let her die in vain. It's not happening. I serve a
That's right, sir.
God. I serve a God that got powers like you just don't know.
I can't imagine the pain you're going through. But please know we're standing with you. We love you. We're praying for you, and we're fighting with you as we continue this struggle for justice. Mr. Robinson, I want to thank you for joining us on the Grio.
Thank you all. Y'all have a blessed one. Merry
You
Christmas.
too, sir.
Just keep me in y'all
Yes.
prayers.